Good evening. My name is Joseph. To every new face here with us tonight, a sincere welcome. You have found a channel dedicated to one thing, the unwavering pursuit of fact, presented with clarity and respect. We do not traffic in gossip. We do not tolerate undisciplined speculation. We follow the evidence, wherever it may lead. Tonight, we follow it down a dark, winding road in Tennessee, to a mystery within a mystery. A single sentence spoken over a police radio that has echoed for 22 long months. It begins, as so many of our stories do, with a moment of profound silence. The silence of a home missing one of its own. On a cold Monday morning in February of 2024, a 17-year-old boy named Sebastian Rogers was reported missing from Hendersonville. The community rallied. Searches spread through the woods and fields. The first days are always a blur of hope and dread, a torrent of information and noise. And within that noise, a signal. A strange, sharp, undeniable signal. It came in as a tip to the police. A caller reported seeing someone on Hogan's Branch Road, a secluded stretch that curves through the landscape near Sebastian's neighborhood. The description was specific, and it was chilling. A male with sandy blonde hair, wearing a reflective jacket. And he had a bag wrapped around his head. Think about that image. Let it settle. Not a hat. Not a hood. A bag. Wrapped around his head. On a roadside, in the early hours of the morning, a missing teenager was last seen. It is a detail so bizarre, so visually unsettling, that it sears itself into the mind. It demands attention. It screams for explanation. The dispatcher's voice relayed this information, this stark portrait of a hidden face. The time was noted. The location was mapped. In the frantic puzzle of those first hours, this was a piece that did not fit. It was a jagged, ugly piece. And for a moment, it hovered there in the open, waiting to be placed. Then, another voice cut in. A calm voice. A sure voice. The voice of an officer on the scene. His response was not a question. It was not a promise to investigate. It was a statement of fact, delivered with simple finality. "I was out with that subject last night," the officer said. "He's in his 20s. And just like that, the jagged piece was set aside. The strange figure with the bag over his head was given a name, an age, and a connection. He was not a specter. He was a subject, known to the authorities. He was someone an officer had been out with. What does that mean, out with? The words are simple, but their meaning is a deep, dark well. Was it a social call? A casual meeting between acquaintances after hours? Was it a professional encounter? Had this young man with the bag been detained, spoken to, or observed during the night patrols? The audio does not say. It offers only this cryptic shield. The public, when they later heard this exchange, split into two distinct worlds. In one world, the officer's words were a comfort. They represented efficiency. He knew his community. He could separate the real threats from the strange but harmless coincidences. He saved precious time and resources. He was doing his job. But in the other world, a cold suspicion took root. "How convenient," they whispered. "How remarkably convenient that the single most bizarre tip in the case is instantly and personally vouched for by an officer on the ground. The man with his face hidden is not a person of interest, because a man with a badge says he knows him." The questions began to swirl, and they have never stopped. Who is this man in his 20s? Where is he now? Has he ever been formally questioned about that morning, or did the officer's casual acknowledgement act as his permanent alibi? What does "out with" truly mean? What history exists between them? And the most haunting question of all, what if the officer was wrong? Let's look at the land itself. Geography does not lie. It holds its secrets, but it always shows its pathways. Sebastian's neighborhood sits in a quiet part of Hendersonville. If you trace your finger along the map, you can see a loop. From his area, onto Ward Lane, curving around to Hogan's Branch Road, then connecting to Happy Hollow Road, which leads back to the main thoroughfare. It is a perfect, silent circuit. A 5-mile loop of shadow and tree line. It is the kind of route young people know. The route you drive when you have nowhere else to go. The road is the destination. It is a place of conversation, of trouble, of escape. Could Sebastian have been invited onto this loop? Could a late-night drive have been the last thing he agreed to? Now, look at the official search maps from the 4th day of the investigation. They are methodical, these maps. Grids lie over the earth like a patient net. And a significant portion of those grids are not behind Sebastian's house. They are not in the immediate woods. They are placed carefully, intentionally, to the west. Along Happy Hollow Road. The very same road that completes that quiet, looping circuit from Hogan's branch. Why? What intelligence, whispered from what source, guided the search dogs and the volunteers to that specific stretch of road? They were looking for something. Or someone. They were following a thread. Was the thread the man with the bag over his head? The officer said he was not concerned. But the searchers' feet and the dogs' noses were telling a different, silent story. Here is the central, unsettling contradiction. The official word, spoken on the radio, dismissed the figure as a known entity. But the official action, plotted on the map, suggested the area around his sighting was worth a hard, meticulous look. One hand said there was nothing to see. The other hand was very busy looking. For 22 months, Sebastian Rogers has been absent. His family waits in a special kind of agony. The public's memory moves on to new tragedies. But the tape remains. The dispatch audio is a fossil of those first desperate hours. And in it, preserved forever, is this 3-act play. Act 1, a hidden face is reported. Act 2, a public servant says he knows the face. Act 3, the mystery is sealed shut with 5 words. I was out with him. We are left in the silence after that 3rd act. A silence filled with echoes. This channel believes in facts. The fact is, the audio exists. The fact is that the search happened on Happy Hollow Road. The fact is that a teenager vanished near a loop of road where a hidden-face man was seen, and where an officer claimed a personal connection. We do not conclude. We only point to the facts and observe the patterns they make. The pattern here is one of a door being closed. Gently, politely, and with absolute authority. A door that led to a man with a bag over his head, standing on a dark road. Was it the right door to close? Only the truth knows. And the truth, it seems, is still out on those roads, waiting to be found. If you believe in the pursuit of truth, in following a trail no matter how uncomfortable it gets, then you are in the right place. Subscribe to this channel. Join us. We have only one discipline, the discipline of the fact. Share your thoughts below, but base them on what we can all hear and see. The search for Sebastian, and for answers, is not over. What do you think was really meant by I was out with him? What connects that loop of road to a missing boy? The questions remain. And we will keep asking them, for as long as it takes.